In this video, we explore 11 of the most bizarre, haunting, and fascinating archaeological finds unearthed by scientists in recent years. These are not just artifacts, they're windows into the psychology, spirituality, and ingenuity of long-lost civilizations. Stick around because some of these will absolutely blow your mind. Number 7. Maya twin sacrifices underwater portal to the underworld. Let's begin in the Yucatan, where archaeologists discovered something chilling in a Maya water reservoir, what looks like a ritual killing ground, not just a water storage system. Over a century of research has revealed human remains, more than 100 children, all boys between 3 and 6 years old. Remarkably, DNA tests show many of these children were brothers, and some were identical twins. Why would the Maya sacrifice so many children and twins at that? For the Maya, water wasn't just an essential resource, it was sacred. These underground chambers, sea notes, were considered gateways to the underworld, places where the spiritual and physical worlds overlapped. The children weren't just buried, they were offerings. Bones of these children showed traces of blue paint, a colour associated with the rain god. The ritual went on for centuries, fueling their belief that these children, especially twins, could reach or appease the divine. From our modern perspective, it's horrifying, but for the Maya, this was a deeply meaningful act, a way to negotiate with the supernatural for rain, fertility, and survival. Number 6. The Egyptian Book of Death, ancient hack for the afterlife. Now shift to ancient Egypt. Archaeologists uncovered a 52-foot-long papyrus scroll in a tomb that's like 3 cars parked end to end. But this was no decorative scroll. It's a guide for the dead, a kind of instruction manual for the afterlife. This massive document is filled with spells, prayers, and metaphysical cheat sheets. The Egyptians used 2 colors of ink, red ink to warn of demons, monsters, and danger, and black ink to record prayers, gods, and protective spells. In one of the most famous scenes, the soul's heart is weighed against a feather. If the heart is heavier, a monstrous creature, part crocodile, part lion, part hippo, devours it. What's more eerie is the business model. Rich Egyptians commissioned custom versions. They could pick and choose which spells or protection they wanted in their own afterlife package. It cost about half of what a typical worker earned in a year. For them, investing in death was not only spiritual, it was economic. Number 5. The chalk drum geometry in a child's grave. Next, let's travel to Yorkshire, England, but not to any typical archaeological site. Here, 3 children were buried together in a grave 5,000 years old. The oldest child had their arm wrapped around the younger ones, as though offering comfort. But beside their head lay something extraordinary, a chalk cylinder, intricately carved. This drum is no ordinary toy. It's covered with complex geometric patterns, concentric circles, repeating lines, and symmetrical designs so perfect they almost feel machine-made. Chalk is soft and fragile, yet this drum survived millennia underground. Even more fascinating, the design's echo patterns found at Stonehenge, which was being built around the same era. Some researchers suggest the chalk drum might have been part of a measurement system, a way for ancient people to calculate or map their world, perhaps even plan large monuments. It's hauntingly beautiful, a mathematical jewel buried with children, speaking of ritual, precision, and ancient intellect. Number 4. Ancient puppets from El Salvador. Ritual theatre alive. Ever think puppetry was just for kids? Not so for the people of ancient El Salvador some 2,400 years ago. Archaeologists unearthed clay puppets, about a foot tall, with detachable heads and faces that change expression depending on how you tilt them. These puppets, 4 women, 1 man had mouths frozen mid-speech, and the male was marked with what looked like tattoos or battle scars. Why did they make these? Evidence suggests they were used in ritual performances. Puppet masters would animate these figures during ceremonies, telling ancient legends, reenacting myths, or bringing spiritual stories to life. The people believed that by acting out the story, they were actually participating in it. Their rituals made legend real. It's as if their mythic world needed not just telling, but reenactment. These puppets were more than toys. They were conduits between the everyday and the supernatural. Number 3. The Cave of Swords, Desert Time Capsule. In a remote cliffside cave near the Dead Sea, scientists discovered something straight out of a movie. 4 Roman swords, remarkably well-preserved leather covers, wooden handles, shining steel blades, all just as the Romans left them 1,900 years ago. This wasn't just any weapons cache. These were high-quality Roman spathai, the type used by elite soldiers or gladiators. Scholars believe they were looted during the Jewish revolt against Rome. Rather than use them, the rebels hid them in this cave, a spot so isolated that looters never found it. Thanks to the dry desert air, the swords survived almost perfectly. It's like the cave became a natural time capsule, preserving power, resistance and craftsmanship in a moment frozen in time. Number 2. Circle of Skeletons, Cosmic Burial in Mexico City. Beneath the busy streets of modern Mexico City, archaeologists found a burial that reads like a ritual dance. 10 skeletons, arranged in a near-perfect circle or spiral, their arms linked like dancers in an eternal embrace. The group included people of different ages, a baby just a month old, teenagers, and adults. Some skulls were intentionally shaped during life, their heads moulded, altered. They weren't poor. They were buried with precious bowls and decorative stones. But here's the wild part. The spiral formation aligns with the Milky Way. The circle is not random, it's cosmic. Researchers think this was not just a burial, it was a ritual, possibly meant to connect the dead with the stars. These people weren't just putting their loved ones to rest. They were making a statement about their place in the universe. Number 1. Diplomatic spider monkey animal as treaty. Now let's talk about Teotihuacan, Mexico. Below a grand plaza, archaeologists found the remains of a spider monkey. Not just any monkey, this one had been sacrificed and buried with ceremonial care. Here's the surprising twist. The spider monkey wasn't local. Chemical analysis of its bones revealed its diet changed drastically. It grew up eating forest fruits, then switched to corn and chilies. In other words, it was brought from far away, likely as a diplomatic gift between civilizations, a living treaty. The Maya revered spider monkeys as sacred. In Teotihuacan, this monkey was treated as a bridge between cultures, buried with golden eagles and prestige artifacts. This wasn't pet worship, it was a political ritual. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep wondering.